Hello, everybody. Welcome. We go live in 3, 2, 1. What's up from the grandstands? How's it going, guys? Your boy, Philip the Titan, your host. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on. We are finally back to F1, and it has been a little too long. This break, I felt like, was like forever. So I'm glad to know that good things are coming our way, especially as we go into 2020. I will be discussing later today in another live stream, so make sure to hit subscribe and that bell so you guys could watch it with us and discuss what you guys think of the calendar. We got an extra race added, and we also got one of the historic tracks dropped. So that's a whole nother subject, and that's a lot to talk about. So join us this afternoon for that. On another note, though, let's jump into what we're here for, the breaking news on the drivers. There's a lot going on right now, and I am pretty blown away by what's actually happening. So let's just go right into it. Bottas, he is going to stay again with Mercedes for 2020. But here's the big problem. It's a one-year contract. I'm starting to wonder, is he the one suggesting the one-year contracts because maybe he doesn't want to continue in F1? Is he the one suggesting it, or is Toto and Mercedes? Mercedes has one of the best backers to Lewis Hamilton ever. Putting a young kid in there will be dangerous. And I think keeping him for another good 4 years would be so smart. But now that I know he's really interested in WRC, I'm starting to wonder. I think it's him. That's just my opinion. Let's say what's up to our fans in our comments. Hello, Philip. Hello, Mr. Formula Fan. F1 memes, I hear. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us this morning. We're Southern California right now. It is going to be 10 o'clock a.m. Yes, we can't wait for the Belgian GP, but we're here to talk about these drivers. So I was reading, he is determined to keep on improving and raising his level. That was a statement from Toto. Guys, we already know that. He is an impressive driver. I mean, he is one of the best drivers in the top 5. Bottas is legit. I love the guy. Without him, Hamilton would actually be struggling because Hamilton actually seems to need a good backer most of the time. We saw this with Rosberg's relationship. He had an enemy at the team, and he knew. Look at his results. They proved, just being honest. The results have achieved together with Valtteri, and no coincidence. He has been an integral part of our championship success in the past 2 seasons. His teamwork with Lewis Hamilton has exceptionally and has shown real strength of character, responds to setbacks. See? And, this is coming from the team. So who am I? I'm a nobody. But clearly I'm somebody in the sense that I know what I'm talking about. I know sports. I know athletes. I am an athlete. I race dirt bikes. I race karts. I do intense stuff. I race cycling over there. It takes real strength and will and mind. He has it all. Bottas is a legit driver, and I'm so excited to see that he's retained for 2020, but I'm scared. I don't think he's going to come back in 2021. I think he's going to move on to different ventures. I think we're going to see him in WRC in the juniors and competing there. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to compete there? You're a Finnish driver. Your homeland, you race rally cars, and I could totally see this happening. Or we could end up in Finland like Mr. Formula has suggested in the comments in the past. So we'll see what happens, guys. But how Bottas compares to Hamilton in 2019. Hamilton has 7 qualifyings while Bottas has 5. That's really good. Race, he has 9. Bottas has 3. Okay, but that doesn't mean nothing. That means he's been backing Lewis. Podiums, 10 and 9. That's really good, guys. That means Bottas has been on the podium almost 100% of Lewis Hamilton. Points, 250 for Hamilton. Points for Bottas is 188. And DNFs, he has 1 DNF while Lewis has 0. Okay, guys, that's not bad at all. If you guys watch my career mode, I have 3 or 4 DNFs so far. Hey, we're taking our live questions. Here we go. But now the question is, who's going to replace Bottas when Bottas leaves? Exactly. And that's what I'm worried about. In 2021, he is going to leave, guys. I don't see him staying. There's no reason to stay anymore. But I like this comment from, this was from the Mercedes F1 Instagram post. And it says this: to whom it may concern, he's staying, and it's a fist. And Valtteri will race for the team next season. Now, like I said, this guy's legit. He is one of the best drivers on the grid. And we're going to end up seeing him possibly not in 2021. So, leave your comments down below because this guy is going to be well missed. I'm going to miss him. He's a great driver. He has a great personality. He's very humble, and he's very respectable. Kudos to you, Bottas. You're a great driver. I hope to see you in 2021, but if you decide to go a different route with your careers, I'll totally understand, and I'll totally watch. I'll totally have WRC Plus, and I will watch you every race. So congratulations to your success with Mercedes and retaining your seat for 2020. We here are very happy for you. So let's go ahead, guys. We got to move on. Let's talk about our next driver, who I think is very interesting to talk about because let's just face it. You guys all know him. Yes, it's who you know it is. It's Ericsson. What do you guys think of Marcus Ericsson, guys? Because he might be racing this weekend if Raikkonen cannot perform. He has been called from the Alfa Romeo team to be their reserve driver in case they need him to jump in the seat. There was an injury that happened to Raikkonen, and this is very interesting, guys, because, well, he's another young driver. He's another experienced driver, and I think he could do some really good stuff. He's seen him in the Alfa Romeo. Should he totally replace Gio? Yes. And it should be Raikkonen and him. But, money talks, bullshit, and the rest. So, yeah, we might see him on the grid, guys. Keep an eye out for him. Ericsson is a really good driver. I like watching him. He was never the top driver. He was always a back-end top driver. So he was always in the back, but he was always pretty good. So I look forward to seeing him. But let's continue, guys. We have a long road ahead of us. The Finn picked up the injury to his left leg during F1 summer break. And when he informed the team that he opted not to take any risks and called on Ericsson, despite the meaning of the Swede, could not race at Portland as expected in this weekend's IndyCar round. Oh, wow. They pulled him from IndyCar. That's crazy. There was speculation on Thursday morning that Ericsson could make a sensational racing return to F1 with Alfa Romeo. Guys, he'd be the first IndyCar driver in a long freaking time to leave IndyCar to go back to F1. We saw this with Alexander Rossi, but he can't perform in F1. I'm sorry. He's an American driver who does really well in IndyCar, but he was never meant to be in Formula One. His experience in F1 is why he's really good at IndyCar, but that's where it ends. So instead, Ericsson will be on the standby throughout the weekend in case Raikkonen's injury prevents him from competing. Speak to the media, the Finn said. I pulled a muscle, and that's about it. So cool, so relaxed. We'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens, guys. He is right there on standby. He will not be competing in Portland's IndyCar race this season. Well, he is this season, but he won't be in the Portland race. So let's go ahead and move on because the big news are these two guys, and this is why we're all here, guys. These two it's it. Hulkenberg out without a seat completely, and we got this boy right here. He is Ocon, and he finally has a seat in F1. Did he earn the seat? That's my question. I don't think he really has ever proved that he belonged in the seat. I think they're going off a lot of testing and simulator time. Mercedes is why they're boosting him up, but they won't take him. Think about it. Okay, so first and foremost, I am very proud to become a Renault driver, said Ocon. I have grown up at the Eston, starting with Lotus in 2010, which I remember, and then the Renault. I am very attached to this team and everyone who works there. They are the ones who open the doors on top-level motorsports for me. See? So he's very thankful, and we're going to see that through him. He's actually a really sweet guy. I would love to meet him and just have a beer with him and be like, dude, tell me about your career, man, because it's a very interesting one. So Esteban Ocon, this is what I'm going to quote him. I have grown up at Eston, starting with Lotus and Renault, and I am very attached to the team, everyone who works there, and open the doors from the top level for me. So that's really cool. But what's interesting is as he gets a seat for 2020, what happens to Hulkenberg? Ocon confirmation for 2020 means Hulkenberg, who joined the team in 2017, now finds himself without a place for next year. And since he doesn't perform well, we don't have, I can't say that because that's in our next video. Since we don't have a certain track on the calendar no more, is there a point of having him on the grid? There's no point. It remains unclear where he will end up, though Haas team principal is said to be interested in the German services if the team decides not to retain Roman Grosjean for 2020. Now, Roman Grosjean has to go. Say bye to him, please. He was a very poor driver. He had nothing to offer the team. But yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. Bottas retains his seat, and then we got Ocon replacing Hulkenberg, and Hulkenberg without a seat. We have Raikkonen injured, and he has Ericsson on standby. So we will see how this weekend's Belgian GP turns out, because there's a lot going on. And make sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up and the bell, because later today we will be discussing the F1 calendar, which is very exciting news, guys. I am blown away by this. It's good news. Could we end up seeing more races added to for like 2025? I think so. I think drivers are going to be driving a lot more, which is good for us, the fans who enjoy watching. The team principal Horner said the fans also need a break. But I'm thinking, dude, you don't know me. You don't live in my shoes, because I am excited for more races. But yes, JPN, Vietnam is going to be added to the calendar. We have to wait for October 4th or 5th for the FIA to approve the new calendar listing, but they're going to. But that's in our next video, guys. JPN, thanks for joining us and being part of this. He's over there on Mixer, guys, for you guys who can't see his comments. But yes, we will be back later today. Do not miss that video. It's going to be a good one. All right, guys, remember, subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that bell, because we will be back later on today discussing the calendar. And I know you guys also have a good opinion. I've spoken to some of you, and you guys had amazing ideas about the calendar. So let's talk about it then. All right, guys, till then, from the grandstands, you guys being the viewers from the grandstands, I'm your host, Philip the Titan. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Till then, stay out of trouble.